Hello, everyone. Welcome to Tea with Sparxsys. So today, let us go through some of the updates, some of the recent updates from the Atlassian ecosystem. And by the way, this tea is not a fake tea. There is actually a tea inside this. It's not. It is not just a cup. So yeah, let us go through these updates. And this week we do have few updates that might be interesting to you in case you are watching this video or this session for the very first time. Please consider subscribing to our channel. And this session will also go on our podcast on Spotify. So if you go to Spotify, just search for Ravi Sagar. So the first update I have is about connected apps. Now, it was announced sometime in the past, actually last year, that the manage apps that we have in Jira or Confluence will be moved to a different section. Now we all know that Atlassian is now calling products as an app. Basically, Jira is an app. Jira Product Discovery is an app. Confluence is an app. It is a bit weird because we are used to the concept of apps. Whenever we say apps, we always think about those plugins or modules. To be honest, I prefer the word plugin because that is how these things work. It is a plugin. You basically plug it in, right? And when we talk about plugins or modules, of course, these plugins or modules or apps and now connected apps, these bring additional features to your Jira, Confluence or Bitbucket instance. Now let me show you. If you go to your Jira instance, and by the way, if you're listening to this on a podcast, you can try it out yourself. So just go to your manage apps. If you can't find manage apps in your Jira in the navigation, you can just press Ctrl K and then search for manage apps. So when you go to manage apps section, you might see this message. Usually when it comes to new features or changes, it is not really for everyone at the same time. You might have to wait for some time. You might have to, enable it. For example, to switch to the new interface, couple of my clients' Jira instances now have this message that in few days or few weeks your site will be moved to the new interface. So basically you might see a message like this, but the behavior might not, or the change might not come straight away. So you can see here that it says the app management experience will now have a new home within connected apps, and I will show you how to find connected apps. Basically, you can go to your admin.atlassian.com. I think that is the link. Yep, admin.atlassian.com, and select the site for which you want to manage the apps. And when you select the site here, you might be able to find that connected app section. Let me show you. So I think you need to go to products and then no, not products, overview. Let us try it together because I am also not sure how to reach this from this top bar. Security settings, it should be in the settings. Yes, not really settings. Okay, what I will do is, it says connected source, it says domains. Okay, let me do one thing. Let me just click on this link here from the UPM, right? That is how it was called, as Universal Plugin Manager. Okay, so it is under products. And okay, let me just try products one more time. So when I click on products, I need to go to what? Okay, it is not very okay. So I think you need to first select the product, I believe, which is Jira in my case. And then when you go to Jira, I believe you should be able to see something here. Okay, so it says here user access settings. So this is the thing, right? I'm just trying to explain you. It is not always straightforward for everyone. especially if you're a new Jira admin. Even if you're an experienced Jira admin, it can be a bit difficult for you. And that is how things are for everyone. For example, if I clicked on the UPM link, the link from the UPM, and it basically took me to this interface, which is, I know it is within Jira, but there is no way to reach it from the admin.atlassian.com. So maybe I'll try one more thing. I'll just go to this Jira admin cog on top, and then I can maybe click on apps. So yes, there is an app section here. And if you click on this manage app, it will, of course, it is basically the manage app section, not really the connected app section. So I'm, of course, a bit lost here. Let us not give up. I'll just try again. Let me go to system in this case, or maybe not system, maybe products. I think product makes sense. So if I click on products, is there any connected app here? Let me just click on this. No, there is no connected app here. Let me just try one more time. I'll go to system. So this is the problem, right? We don't always know what these changes will look like. So for the timing, if you are like me, if you are struggling, just click on, just go to your manage app section, and then click on this this connected app link. Basically this link, which is good. Thank you Atlassian for giving us this link, but there is no way to reach this link from the other like admin.atlassian.com link. For example, if I go to it, I'll just do it one more time so that we can see it together. So I'll go to Atlassian, admin.atlassian.com. I'll select my organization. Then I am in the right organization, which is correct on top, Jira tutorial. Then I go to products, and this product section here is showing me something different. I know it should be within my Jira tutorial, but how do I enter? How do I go inside that? Okay, let me just select Jira tutorial. Okay, now I found it. So it is not always straightforward for everyone. I think I prefer the previous manage app section because that is how we are used to it, but it's okay. I understand. So basically you need to select your site as well within your organization. Okay, so now we know. So yeah, this is a change and this is the challenge. So hopefully in this session, I have given you some ideas. If you're also struggling like me, this should help you. Okay, so the next update I have is about this webinar, which is happening, I believe, in a couple of days. So this webinar is about Compass. And I think in this webinar, Atlassian will probably explain how they built Compass. And I think whenever we talk about these webinars where we get to learn about a bit of inside story, of course Atlassian will not really share each and everything, but I think this webinar is from the product development team, and I guess it could be useful. So if you are interested in Compass, I have tried Compass in the past, and I think I have made videos as well. That was a long time back, but I need to revisit. I think I've tried a couple of times. I think the last time I looked at Compass was last year or maybe earlier this year, because one of my clients was asking me, Ravi, we are interested in Compass, and I was not really sure whether it was ready for actual client implementation. But anyways, I think this webinar could be useful, especially if you think you are looking for implementing Compass, or maybe you're just interested in understanding how Atlassian works, right? So it could be useful. So it is of course virtual, and you can just sign up and just keep a new tab open while you're working. That is what I will do. Okay, so the next two updates are related to Atlassian Analytics. Now Atlassian Analytics is a product from Atlassian where especially if you are on Jira Premium, not Premium, Enterprise, then you can use Atlassian Analytics to create some really, really nice reports, which you can anyways do. You can Power BI or Tableau. But if you are using Atlassian Analytics, I think this update might be of some use to you. So basically what this update is telling us, that the the project status and the hierarchy of your issue types in Jira will now be available for you to use in your report. So you can basically look at this. If you're using EasyBI, for example, I use EasyBI a lot. Great thing about EasyBI is that when I use EasyBI, I can of course visualize the hierarchy of basically your issue types in Jira. You have to use the advanced roadmaps. That is how it is still called. I believe you need to import it, like when you configure your EasyBI, and then you can visualize your stories under epics. Epics are under maybe initiatives and so on. But in case you're using Atlassian Analytics, then this might be of some use to you. Right. The next update is also about the analytics, Atlassian Analytics, and it is about removing personal sandbox categories and ability to delete tables and columns from schemas. You can go through this. I'm not massively familiar with this, but I thought this could be of some interest to you because people rely on reports a lot. And usually when it comes to Jira, reporting is actually crucial. You need to somehow get that data out of Jira, or maybe use that data to basically analyze it, right? So that you can make some progress. Okay, so let us talk about the Atlassian community badges. There was a time when I used to be a community leader, and I'm not a community leader anymore for some reasons. But in case you are, then you can actually go through this update. It is actually about some new badges. For example, if you go to my profile on community, you will probably find me. Now I'm just a rising star, although I have like several hundred answers, probably more than 1,000 posts. And I think I had decent points when they introduced points. Unfortunately, I don't really have a lot of time these days to get back on community and answer questions every day. I used to do that quite a lot, but nowadays I work from my early morning till my late night, and I'm always working, and I hardly get any time. That is why I'm not really able to make proper videos. All of my focus is on building my company, Sparxsys. But in case you are new to Atlassian ecosystem, maybe you are learning, maybe you want to contribute. So I think Atlassian community is a good place. I think you should consider. And these badges, you have some new badges like Rising Star Answerer, Rising Star Author, Rising Star Facilitator, and a Rising Star Badge, right? So some further categories under Rising Star. Okay, so let's talk about a couple of other things. So the upcoming event next week, I think next weekend, there will be a community event called Unite and Uplift. It will be in Greater Noida. I have no idea that. There used to be just one community. I was only aware of one community, like Delhi and Gurgaon. I think there are like now 3 or 4, and good to see that there is one in Greater Noida. And long back, like many years ago, I organized one Atlassian event in my office. It was, I believe, in 2012 or 2012. It was I think around that time. So I remember I organized one event in my office. I think 4 or 5 people, 5 or 6 people, I forgot, but definitely less than 10 people came. And I was actually very happy that, few people came and they, wanted to learn about Jira and whatever I had to talk about. But I think these events could be, useful if you are new to Atlassian ecosystem and if you're trying to learn, maybe you want to network. And whenever I get a chance, I also try to attend. Not a lot. Unfortunately, these days I'm always occupied, but this event actually looks interesting. I don't really think there is any any specific session here. And it says here, okay, Of course, these guys are organizing it, and I think it is hosted by UKG. What is UKG? I have no idea what is UKG. Is UKG a company? Some company? Of course, it has to be a company because it is hosted in UKG office. Let me just take a look. UKG. Okay, UKG admission. No, not really UKG admission. I guess it is some company, but I'm not really sure. Okay, UKG reviews. Let us take a look at UKG reviews. Okay, so I think it is some company. I don't know what kind of a company, but yeah, do consider attending. It is in-person event, and whenever I'm in India, whenever I'm in Delhi, I try to attend these events as well. I also attend events in London, but last few months have been really busy for me. But yeah, just wanted to talk about this upcoming event. Okay, so let us talk about the video of the week. Now, it is just one topic that I want to talk about, and that is about components. Now, of course, if you are using Jira, you are of course using projects, and within projects you may want to use components. We all know components is a way to break down your project into smaller modules. It is actually always I remember when I was first writing my book, I wanted to explain. I was looking for a way to explain what exactly is a component, and of course, in a component, you have different ways to explain. But I think essentially the way components work is it's basically nothing but a way for you to create your projects within projects, if you know what I mean. Basically, if you have a big project where you have a lot of things to worry about, maybe you have multiple modules, especially if you're doing product development, then component is like a sub-project. And in terms of hierarchy, you of course have a project, then you create sub-projects or components. But you can use components in a variety of ways. You can use components to categorize your work. You can use components as work streams. So there are different ways to use components. But one thing that you should do is, especially on Jira Data Center, you should keep on reviewing the list of components and archive the ones that are not needed. Just to keep your instance and your Jira project clean. Okay, so yeah, just one more thing that I want to quickly talk about, and that is, I think I talked about this in the past as well, but I made a video on this topic. Like, is there a free alternative to Scriptner for Jira? And when it comes to Jira, there is no real alternative. I know there are a lot of tools, like open source tools, but there is nothing like Jira. Of course, it is paid, it is not open source, but when it comes to the value that you get from Jira, there is no real alternative as of 2025. I'm sure in future things will be different, but not right now, unfortunately, or fortunately for Atlassian, I guess. Also for us, because we provide consultation around Atlassian tools. The thing that I want to talk about is alternative to Script Runner for Jira. Now, if you search online, you might find one or two repositories where people have written some plugins on Jira Data Center, of course, where you can just install the plugin and run any Groovy script, which actually is not a bad thing, because if you're able to run a Groovy script on your Jira instance, for example, you may want to fetch the list of projects. You may want to fetch the list of users or custom fields. There are so many things that you can do when you are able to run a script somewhere within your Jira instance, and it will give you the result there itself. Because that plugin that I'm talking about, it is on, I'll not share the link because it will be not really in my interest. No, I'm just joking. I'll probably share the link because I also have to find it. But there are some repositories, some Jira plugins. But to be honest, if you're using Scriptner for Jira, it actually gives you a lot of value. And usually people who want to learn Scriptner for Jira, they ask this question. If you are like using Jira in your company, then you should ask them to also get a paid version of Scriptner, because they can. I mean, your company can, because it will give you the value. And even if you don't have a paid version of Scriptner, what I always recommend is just install Jira somewhere and also install the Scriptner using this evaluation license. That will work. That is how I have been working for many years now, right? I know if you go to Atlassian, like my.atlassian.com, you will not be able to extend your evaluation after certain months, but you can always do it from a different account, right? So there are always ways if you are smart. So yeah, when it comes to alternatives, Scriptner for Jira alternatives, yes, there are, but I would say just purchase it, because you will get a lot of value. And yeah, that is it. That is all I wanted to talk about in this video, in this session, in this podcast. And there are a few interesting updates that you will hear from us. So keep an eye on our updates. By the way, talking about updates, recently we started a WhatsApp channel. I was not really sure whether to start it or not, because I'm happy with what I'm doing. But I think one good thing about WhatsApp channel is that people can, whatever you have to share, it goes to your audience straight away. And I think it's a good way to spread or share whatever you have to share. So yeah, I'll share the link of the WhatsApp channel. And we are hiring, by the way, in case you are looking for a job. We are always looking for Atlassian consultants, and we are also looking for a Node.js and React developer. So if you are interested in applying, in case you want to help us develop apps, yes, we develop apps using Forge. Not only we have our apps that we will be launching on the marketplace, but we also provide consultancy and development services when it comes to Forge. So yeah, we are looking for Node.js developers and React as well. So we have a couple of positions open. Do reach out to me, or just go to our company website. The best way to reach out to us is through LinkedIn. So if you go to LinkedIn, if you send me a message, I'll be replying to you straight away. All right, because I do keep an eye on my messages. Okay, that is all. That is all I wanted to talk about in this session, in this podcast. I hope you found this useful and you also learned something new today. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.